So everyone that is in Trump's cabinet, everyone is deep state, even to the staffers. You know, like Susie Wiles, that bitch. God's working every day with me on my filter. He is. But she's so the reason they're all deep state is because they were once, all of them were once never Trumpers. And you may think, well, they came around. Yet, see, most of these people were never Trumpers like Charlie Kirk was back in 2015. See, Charlie Kirk wasn't he was up and coming then, but most people didn't know who knew about him then. But he made statements that he could never vote for Trump. And all of these people were loyalists to Kirk. See, they were planning on running Kirk in 2028. Which is why this stupid woman and all of them should really get it together. See, I don't think that Trump cares so much about you being critical. Like, I've been critical of Trump, but I was never a never Trumper. Like, I mean, you're really either, somebody that's not a smart person or you're deep state to have been all the way back in 2015 against him. Okay, most of these people, they go back. They were, even Kristi Noem in 2015 made statements against him. And I don't think that it's like I've been critical because sometimes I'm like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Like, why is he putting all these losers in? Well, he did this in his first term too. I don't think it's just about putting him out there so I mean, that could be true. People say that. But yeah, he surrounds himself with the deep state because it's a deep state. And they're leeches. Because they're really loyal to no party. They leech on because they knew that Trump was the real deal. And they just got to surround him. And they think he's stupid by putting all of them in. Like, oh, we got this. We'll get Kirk and Vance to run in 2028. Pretty sure that was the plan. It was definitely the plan to run Kirk as president. Yeah. So do you see why the deep state put the losers out there? And this is why Candace and the rest of them have millions of followers that supposedly were at one time or still if they have millions of followers, they're not legit Trump supporters. Listen to me, they're not. Charlie Kirk took up all the air in the room on social media because social media bends over for that, okay? And then at the same time, it seems like to the public, well, look at these people, have big podcasts and support Trump. Yeah, but the real people, like me and others, were being suppressed. That's how you know who all of them are. You know it just by the amount of followers they have. So Candace was never, her and Charlie Kirk, they were on a mission from the beginning. None of these people supported Trump. Even that auto pen, Will Scharf, that's in the administration, yeah, he's no good either. Yeah, he sent me, because I've sent emails to the White House, and I've said this before, I've done videos about him. Your email, when you don't get the automatic White House response back, then you know that everything you've sent after has been pushed into spam. And but he was a big supporter of Kirk, and see, I was emailing the White House that, Kirk was no good, so that's why he was pushing me into spam. But that's not the worst part. Then he sent me a letter, the little leech, okay, sent me an email that it, like, making it out like it was Donald Trump sending it because he auto-penned it, saying that we all loved Kirk, and I need to be understand. And I thought, oh, what the no, I knew, right? I'm like, no, this doesn't even sound. I'm sure Donald Trump never saw it. But see, Will Scharf and this leech, they're responsible for anything Donald Trump sees. This is the deep state, and they think that they're pulling one over on Trump. But see, they don't realize that the biggest thing they should be fearing is God right now. Seriously. As much as these stupid people want to try to claim that, they're on his side. No, they're not. They're and Hegseth wasn't a supporter of Trump's till he got in. That's how it is for most of them. Kristi Noem, too. I was surprised by Kristi Noem. RFK, there's nobody, listen to me, there's nobody in his cabinet that isn't deep state. Not that you see. So it's just, it's kind of, sweet justice in a way, because when I read this, it's like, wait a minute, why are they all on? Like, first of all, these are all the people, well, not Noem, I guess, I don't think she spoke at that Charlie Kirk occult ritual they had, or memorial, they called it. But they all got up there and God, and it's like, well, yeah, but you don't trust God to protect you. I mean, the only reason you wouldn't trust God to protect you is because, well, you either follow the wrong God, or you're up to no good. So they don't need to be, this is supposedly they're living in military bases and houses, okay, because of the political climate. Yeah, they don't need to worry about the people, because the real people that all them have been silencing with tech, we're not violent people because we truly follow God. Donald Trump isn't hiding. I mean, he has, obviously security, but he's not living on any military base. And he didn't tell them to go live on a military base. So why are they so worried? What they should be worried about is God. But see, our military, this almost made me want to cry. I didn't realize it. But in 2019, all these articles came out that our troops in the Marine Corps, the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, all have been living under these kinds of conditions. Horrible conditions. Like dangerous conditions. And now all of them, including Vance and others, because they're fearing for their lives, are living in those conditions. Because even though it came out and Congress, I don't even know why we have Congress. What do? Like this, in 2019, all this came out and something was supposed to be being done about it, but they never fixed it. Like most of it hasn't been fixed. How can the ball be dropped that much? Especially like, and our troops should never be living in conditions like that. I think any freedom-loving American can agree with that. But now they're all on the military bases. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like sweet justice. The deep state is being forced to have to live in the very conditions they make everybody else live in. And I know this may be hard for people that don't understand, because you think, well, Trump picked these people. Yeah, because this is what he did the first term too. And look at what happened to all of them. Yeah, they're not around really anymore. So if these people were smart, but I don't think the deep state is, because the deep state is just about itself, and it just leeches on to somebody that has momentum. That's the reason every single one of these people have made statements against Trump. We're talking about in 2015. I mean, Trump likes to surround himself with all the losers, because they'll eventually go down. But I think that truly he gives them a chance. I do. I think he does. Like seeing if they're going to be wise enough to realize you don't need to be worrying about the people doing anything to you. What you need to be getting yourself right with is truly God. That while you're spending your these days, or however long you're going to spend in your living in keeping yourself safe, because obviously you don't think God can keep you safe. Truly, God can't. God will keep you safe. There's nobody to keep you safer. So all these speeches they gave at Charlie Kirk's memorial about God and how important God is, all just talk, sort of like Charlie Kirk was. They're all deep state. Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, every single one of the cabinet administration. And if you think Trump doesn't know it, think again. She actually is the one that told Trump in 2020, no, he lost the election. But now she said in a recent interview that he's grown. And it's like, you know what, bitch? You should grow. You should grow into knowing God, because that's who all of you should fear, because a reckoning is coming.